When I was 18 months old, there was a brain tumor that was discovered, and when I was 3 years old, my parents decided that it was time to do the surgery. Because I was born with a lot of delays and a lot of learning disabilities, cognitive delays, I had a lot of resource classes, special education classes. I was pulled out of the classroom many times to go over science, every subject, social studies, English. Children would call me teacher's pet. They'd make fun of me for getting certain amounts of attention. I was called Four Eyes for having glasses. I'd sit there, try to learn, and I'd be the only one being I don't get it. And then everybody else would be like, oh. I'm I'm sorry, I want to learn, I want to get it, I want to pass. And so my parents would have meetings over and over about that, and I started to put pencil markings in my wrist at that point because I was just I don't see a purpose of living, I'm failing out of everything, I don't get it, and there's no point. I put my parents through a lot until my choir teacher sat me down and talked to me. He was the person who inspired me to move forward in my life. In most of my classes, I was in special ed classes then, except for choir. And I helped out with the kids with special needs in his class, and I helped teach them with him, or I would sit next to them and kind of assist. And with every choir song we sang, he always found some sort of way to have an emotional attachment, to explain to us about it. And I really look at that with music now. And I went into the special ed classrooms every time I had a chance during my free time, and I would read to them, do activities with them. I would bring all my instruments around, and we'd all just sit in a circle and just jam out with my instruments, and I'd teach them songs and some hand movements with them, sign language, and incorporate what I learned from the choir teacher in with these kids so they can do that in their everyday lives by strengthening their voice, strengthening their speech. One day, after a class left, my choir teacher asked me, "Where are you going to college?" And I'm I'm not doing anything. I didn't want to tell him that I had to get tested for adult disabilities in order to receive accommodations for college. And the lady sat me down and goes, "You're 2 points away from being retarded, and you shouldn't go to college because you're not going to make it, and you'll be wasting your time." The choir teacher told me basically that he learned from me. He goes, "Do you not see what you are doing to empower those students? They are calling you Miss Amy, they are calling you Miss Shapiro, they look up to you, they want to be around you. You're the one getting them out of the classroom and helping them be more involved in high school environment. You're the one doing all of this to make a difference in their lives." Now, I recently received my associates in early childhood developmental disabilities at Merrimack, St. Louis Community College, and I got into Lindenwood with a 3.09. I work at a performing arts academy with individuals who have disabilities. I help them sing, dance, act, perform, and I assist in those classes. And I have a Facebook page to promote the awareness of how music can help with speech, language, making friends. I want to help make a special school district and all the disability services around the world a more positive experience for families. I want families to walk into meetings and be I know what I'm doing for my child. They need their voice to be heard. How can we make their voice be heard? My dream, I guess, is to find the positives and forget the negatives, because when you're born with a disability, and even when you're not, there's negatives in life that everybody has. There's a battle everybody's dealing with that nobody knows about. And it's tough. Life's tough. But how can we make it better? How can we find the positives? My name is Amy Shapiro, and I am a hate breaker.